When a police officer ticketed successful businesswoman Tara Jones simply for parking outside her own factory, he had no idea he was about to ignite her relentless fight for justice. Behind that parking citation lay a lifetime of systemic bias and cold disdain that Tara had faced time and again. But this time, her response to the injustice would shock even the most seasoned. Let's start from the beginning. In the parking lot of her newly acquired manufacturing plant, Tara Jones steps out of her sleek black sedan, her heels clicking on the freshly paved asphalt. She's dressed in a perfectly tailored navy blue suit, radiating confidence and purpose. Around her, workers move with energy, discussing operations and finalizing construction details. The large factory building looms behind her, modern and gleaming, the company name boldly displayed on a new sign. Today is a significant day for Tara. As the new owner, she's here to meet with department heads, ready to discuss her ambitious plans to revamp production. Her mind is already spinning with strategies for innovation and efficiency. But just as she adjusts her briefcase and prepares to walk into the building, an unexpected interruption catches her attention. Approaching her car is Officer Richards, a stout middle-aged cop with a stern face and a suspicious gaze. He moves with a sense of entitlement, barely glancing at Tara as he inspects her license plates. Without a word of greeting or inquiry, Richards begins writing a ticket, his pen scratching over the paper with sharp finality. Tara watches in silent disbelief. She knows she's parked in a spot specifically reserved for her, the owner. She opens her mouth to clarify, but Richards' dismissive expression stops her. He doesn't ask questions, doesn't pause to understand. He's made up his mind. She's not just a woman parking her car. In his eyes, she's a trespasser who doesn't belong here. Handing her the ticket, he finally makes eye contact, a smug look flickering across his face as he says, "This area is for authorized personnel only. Move it or I'll tow it next time." Tara accepts the ticket with a polite nod, keeping her expression composed, but beneath her calm surface, a mix of anger and disappointment simmers. She's not just been fined for improper parking. She's been disregarded, her status as the owner entirely ignored. Richards looks at her as if she's an outsider, unworthy of the respect her position demands. She watches him walk away, the ticket in her hand feeling heavier than it should. For a moment she considers confronting him, explaining exactly who she is. But she chooses restraint, knowing that some lessons are best taught through action, not words. As she tucks the ticket into her bag, Tara makes a silent promise to address this incident, not out of pettiness, but because she's not someone to be underestimated or dismissed. Inside her office, with sweeping panoramic windows that overlook the factory, Tara Jones sits at the head of the long polished conference table. Her team is gathered around her, sensing the intensity in her expression as she recounts the morning's incident with Officer Richards. Across from her sits Marcus, a seasoned manager in his late 40s, with a sharp mind and a deep understanding of the local area. Marcus nods gravely as she finishes her story, clearly unsurprised. "This isn't unusual around here," he says. "Locals see this plant as part of their territory, and some in the police force. They tend to reinforce that mindset." Tara's gaze sharpens, processing his words. Her immediate instinct is to simply dismiss the incident and move on, but the more she reflects, the more it stirs a deeper frustration within her. She knows it's not just about a parking ticket. It's a symbol of a larger issue that won't disappear if ignored. Her mind races between two options: either let it slide and continue business as usual, or face the problem head-on. Breaking the silence, Tara says firmly, "Ignoring this won't help us, or anyone else trying to make progress here. We deserve respect, and our presence here needs to be understood." Her team listens, some nodding, others looking contemplative. They know she's about to make a bold move. "Here's what we're going to do," she continues. "I'm going to request a formal meeting with the local police department. This is about clarifying our rights and making sure everyone, including law enforcement, respects this space and the work we're doing here." Marcus raises an eyebrow, impressed. "You want to take this up with them directly?" Tara nods. "We're not just here to make profits, we're here to make a stand. If this is happening to us, it's happening to others too, and it's time someone pushed back. This decision solidifies her commitment to not only protect her business, but also to confront a system that too often judges and dismisses people based on preconceived biases. Tara feels a newfound determination, one that goes beyond her role as a business owner and touches on something far greater. The following week, Tara Jones strides into the local police station, her head held high, flanked by her team and armed with evidence. The conference room is stark and formal, with the polished table and dim lighting setting an intimidating tone. Sitting across from her is Police Chief Warren, a man in his 50s with a stiff posture and a dismissive gaze, along with Officer Richards, who avoids eye contact, arms crossed defensively. The air in the room is thick with tension as Chief Warren opens the discussion with a curt tone, making it clear he doesn't view Tara's concerns as valid. He leans back, his expression almost challenging, as if waiting for her to falter. Tara, however, meets his gaze, unflinching. "Miss Jones," Warren begins, "it seems there was a misunderstanding. Officer Richards here was simply enforcing parking regulations." Richards interjects with a slight smirk. "The rules are straightforward, Miss Jones. You can't just park wherever you please." Tara calmly places a stack of documents on the table, each meticulously detailing the property boundaries and her business's legal rights, including parking access. She then looks directly at Richards, her voice steady but firm. "I understand rules, Officer Richards, but what you did was beyond enforcement. It was an assumption that I didn't belong here." Richards glances at the papers, dismissive. "We have regulations, Ms. Jones. I was doing my job." Tara, unfazed, leans forward, her tone unwavering. "I'm here to remind you that this property is now owned by my company. My team and I have every right to be here, to park here, and to operate our business without prejudice." Chief Warren's expression hardens, sensing her determination. He tries to maintain his authority, responding with a cold smile. "We don't make exceptions, Miss Jones, no matter who the owner is." Tara nods, her voice calm yet assertive. "I'm not asking for exceptions. I'm demanding respect for our legal rights and for the people who work here. This isn't just about a ticket. It's about the treatment my team receives and the assumptions made based on our appearance." Her words echo in the silence. Warren's facade of authority falters, and even Richard's smugness begins to wane. Tara, backed by her team and the undeniable facts in front of them, has made it clear. She will not be underestimated or dismissed. After the tense meeting, Tara Jones steps onto a platform at her factory's entrance, facing a crowd of journalists, community members, and supporters. The media buzzes with interest, cameras flashing as Tara begins to speak. She's poised, in a deep blue blazer that reflects her calm authority, her expression resolute as she recounts the events of the past week. "Standing here today," Tara says, her voice carrying strength and clarity, "I want to share not just a story of a parking ticket, but a story of assumptions, of barriers, and of a community's right to exist and thrive without bias." Her words are measured, each one landing with precision. Journalists scribble notes as she describes the morning of the parking incident and her subsequent experience with the police department. The story picks up traction, reaching local news and social media platforms. Tara's words resonate, sparking conversations about implicit biases in law enforcement. Community members come forward with similar stories, describing the same dismissive treatment. Local business owners, many of whom have also faced unfair obstacles, rally behind Tara. Together, they demand accountability and change. Under growing public pressure, the police department issues a statement, vowing to examine its practices. Officer Richards is quietly reassigned, while Chief Warren announces the introduction of bias training for all personnel. The department is forced to adopt new guidelines promoting fairness and respecting interactions with the community. Tara's victory isn't just personal, it's a beacon for others. Her story gains national attention, inspiring entrepreneurs and individuals across the country to confront unfair treatment and advocate for their rights. Tara becomes a respected figure in the community, a symbol of resilience and determination. Her fight underscores the importance of standing up to prejudice and sets a new standard for justice, reminding others that change is possible, even against the odds.